Hi guys, and welcome back. And today I am talking about the greatest foundation of all time. I'm talking about my holy grail. I'm talking about my kryptonite. I am talking about Estee Lauder Double Wear. Now, I have been a huge fan of this for many years, probably over 20 years. The formula has been around for 27 years. It was invented in 1997. It has undergone a couple of reformulations over the years, but it still remains my number one. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you why it is still my number one. I'm also going to explain to you why I have all of these foundations if Estee Lauder is my number one, because I do feel that I owe you an explanation. And I'm also going to talk about the one thing that I hate about the foundation. So I thought we'd do a little get ready with me. I'm going to apply the foundation and just talk a little bit about it and let you know exactly what I think about it. So I've made a couple of notes, and then at the end I'm going to just briefly refer to the Estee Lauder website and see what they say about the foundation, and then we can compare the two. But I do know this foundation quite well, having used it over the years, so it'll be interesting to see if I've left anything out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some of this. I take one pump on the back of my hand, so it looks like that. Now the foundation comes in 60 shades. That is one thing I love about it, and it covers all the undertones. So you are bound to find your perfect shade. I consider it a medium to full cover foundation, so you can apply it as medium coverage, or you can build it up if you prefer that. I don't find it to be cakey at all. It is suitable for all skins, so dry, normal combination, very oily. And with dry skin or with normal skin, you can also add a little bit of your Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair to the foundation if you want to sheer it out. And you can add a little bit of facial oil as well. You can add a little bit of moisturizer. So it's really versatile in that respect, and it doesn't compromise the makeup of the foundation or the longevity, shall we say. It is a very long-wearing foundation, and it is one of those that can take me from day to night and then beyond. So it's a great one for a wedding or a big party or a big event. And it's water-based, so it is oil-free, so it is great for oily combination skin types. So really love that about it. I am in the shade 3N1, and it really is a perfect match. This foundation does not oxidize, so it is not going to change color on your skin, which is very unusual for a long-wearing foundation. Often they do dry down and they do oxidize a little bit, but not this one. It really is very blendable, so you can apply with a brush, your sponge, or fingers. And I prefer using a brush. I don't really like to use a sponge with most foundations, in fact. But I've also applied this with my fingers, and I find that it does really well. I've got a little bit left on the back of my hand, so I'm going to just pop that onto my cheeks where I have some open pores. And then I am just going to blend this in with my fingers. So it really is, it can give you a very natural coverage if you're using fingers. So I really do love it. Now, another reason I love this foundation so much is that it's a known quantity to me. So I know all its behaviors, and I know that it is going to stay on all day. That is a non-negotiable, and it really does do that. And I also love the fact that it doesn't transfer. So I really hate a foundation where if you touch your face, it kind of comes off all over your hand and that kind of thing. That's a problem you'll never have with the Double Wear. And that is one of the big bonuses that I love about it. I have said it's transfer resistant. It's waterproof, so it is great for weddings. If you're going to shed a tear, you're dabbing your eyes, you're dabbing your face, it doesn't come off. So that is also a bonus. So I just absolutely love it. So this, I've given myself, it's a light to medium coverage. So I could build this up, but I really don't want to. I find that it just does enough as it is. But there is, of course, the option to build it up. And it doesn't become cakey the more you build it up. So it really is very versatile in that regard. So really do enjoy it for that. And now you might ask, well, why do you have all these other foundations if Estee Lauder is your number one? And that is a very valid question. And the analogy that I would draw is that Estee Lauder is like your little black dress. So it's something that you know is just always going to be suitable, but there are occasions where you might want to try something else. And in my case, sometimes I do like to try foundations that are a little bit glowier. I do like to try other textures. Life would be really boring if I wore the same foundation every day. I do love makeup, so I'm open to trying a lot of different foundations. And I do have a lot of other foundations that I really, really love. But from a point of view, if I could only ever have one foundation for the rest of my life, it would definitely be the Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I hope that that answers that question. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of blush. So I do normally powder this lightly because I do have oily skin. I'm going to go in with, it seems a little bit sacrilegious, but I'm going in with my Rimmel Stay Matte. I'm going to apply just a little bit of powder just to my oily areas. I wish I was being sponsored for this. In my 5 years on YouTube, I have never ever done a paid promotion. But if Estee Lauder came along one day and said, would you talk about our foundation and we'll pay you? I think, well, I don't even think, I know that my answer would be a resounding yes. Show me the money, definitely. Because it is really a product that I really do believe in. And right, now I'm going to apply some blush. I've got the Estee Lauder blush in the shade Rebellious Rose. I love this. It really is so finely milled and it's just beautiful. And I thought for the occasion we would use something Estee Lauder-ish. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that to the cheeks. This really goes on so beautifully. It just blends beautifully. You can build this up as well. The pigment is really fantastic. It's not uberly pigmented. Sometimes blushes that have too much pigment are a little bit of a pain to blend, but this is not one of those. So it really is just a beautiful one, and it goes on beautifully on the foundation. Anything that you add to the foundation is just going to go on beautifully. So it really is just an absolutely perfect foundation, if you get what I'm trying to say. Now, this is considered a luxury product, so it is quite highly priced. I think I checked in the UK, it's now sitting at over £39. I think in the US it must be over $40. Here in South Africa, it's just under 800 Rand, and that's for 30 ml. So that is quite a chunk of cash, but a little bit goes a long way. So one bottle is going to last you a very long time. You saw that I did this with just one pump, but my one bugbear with this foundation is the fact that it does not come with a pump. You have to buy the pump separately. I don't know what's up with that. It's never had a pump in its 27 years, and I just don't get it. So if anybody knows the secret behind it, it's like Revlon, their Color Stay foundation never had a pump for the longest time. But they got it right a few years ago. They started putting a pump on their foundation. If they can do it, I don't know why Estee Lauder can't. And it's a mystery. I don't know whether it's part of the whole, part of their marketing strategy. I don't understand why you wouldn't put a pump on it. It's very difficult to dispense the foundation without a pump. You never know how much is coming out, and it really gets quite messy. So that is probably one of the biggest unanswered makeup questions of all time. If you do have an answer to that, please leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. So now, just for interest, we're going to have a look at what they say about the foundation on their website. A lot of brands do exaggerate the benefits. So we're going to see if Estee Lauder is one of those or if they're being quite realistic here. So they do say it's a 24-hour wear, flawless, natural matte foundation. I reckon you could wear this for 24 hours if you really had to. So I would say tick. I would agree with that. They say that it's made for all skin tones, all undertones. I would definitely agree with that. It has a flawless, natural matte feel. It's lightweight, and so comfortable you won't believe it's super long wear. Definitely very comfortable on the skin, doesn't feel like I've got anything on. They say that it unifies uneven skin tone and covers imperfections with buildable medium to full coverage. Color stays true. Tick, I would definitely agree with that. They say it's oil-free and oil controlling. Having combination skin, I can definitely vouch for the oil control. They do say it's waterproof and transfer resistant. Definitely transfer resistant. I can't say that I've ever dunked my head underwater while I'm wearing the foundation. It lasts in hot and humid weather, definitely. It keeps up with your busy day. And put it on once, don't think twice. That's what they say. I would definitely agree with that. 24-hour non-creasing. It doesn't crease, it doesn't get into my wrinkles, and it also doesn't get into my pores as well. So it really leaves my complexion looking smooth. It doesn't streak. I would agree. I think it goes on quite flawlessly. It is, of course, they say oil-free, and they say it's free of synthetic fragrance, and it's also gluten-free. It has an SPF of 10. I'm never really bothered with an SPF in a foundation. I do rely on my own SPF, so whether it comes with or without, it doesn't bother me at all. So guys, those are my thoughts on the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I hope that I have debunked a few myths for you. I know that in the past people have said it's difficult to apply, it's cakey, it's too full coverage, but it is really none of those things. And bearing in mind, if you tried it many, many moons ago, it has been reformulated a couple of times over the past few years. And I think that where they have got it at the moment is absolute perfection. So I would highly recommend it. Let me know your thoughts. Please leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.